to our lecturer, Sir Manggat Nurul Azmi. We are a group of 3 people created this video as an instructional guide for our project, which is how to develop a simple web application using WebServer, MySql Server, and Firewall, utilizing only 3 Centos 7 VM on Google Cloud Platform. Hi, my name is Muhammad Ismail bin Abdul Bahrim, and I'm configuring the firewall. And next, I pass to my team member, that is Lukman.
Okay, hi, my name is Lokman, and I will be configuring web server for this project. Okay.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Akil Alif bin Jasmi. So my role in this project is to create database server for the web application.
Okay, a bit overview of this project. Okay, we will create 3 server, which are firewall server, web server, and database server. Okay, firstly, firewall server is to filter and handle all the traffic. The user will go through this firewall server, and then firewall server will get the packet from web server, and then it will pass to the user. So meaning that firewall server has external IP. Okay, so the it will act as reverse proxy. So user will access through firewall server, and then to web server, and then database server. Okay. Next, web server will have Apache and PHP and phpMyAdmin service, and then for the web application, I will be using my web app that I have created before, which is last semester for my assignment. So I will reuse that as template. So this web application is an online banking system that we user can see their balance and can make a money transfer to another user. So this web app, I use Laravel framework and Bootstrap as front end framework. Okay, and then the database, we will be using MySQL or MariaDB. It's the same. So all of this traffic will be going through firewall, and we have said that only HTTPS that we can use, user can use. Okay, this is overview for our web application. Okay, back to you. It uses Laravel as framework and PHP. This is the welcome page. Okay, as you can see, there are 2 buttons here, login and register. Okay, this is register. Okay, I will create an account. Okay, once we have registered, the user will have 5,000 in their wallet as default. Okay, this is the welcome page. Okay, this here user can transfer money. Okay, let's say they transfer 100. So it will tell we have successfully transferred to Muhammad Lukman. So okay, let's log in as Lukman. Okay, now we have additional 100 in our account. Okay, so we also force HTTPS and if any user entered with HTTP, it will redirect to HTTPS. Okay, same as here. It will force to go to we redirect it to HTTPS. Okay, this is our phpMyAdmin. Okay, this is the database. Okay, as also you can see here, okay, we only have one external IP for our virtual web application. So database and web server did not have external IP, they only have internal IP. So as you can see, we log in through here. Okay, this is because our SSL certificate self-assigned. That means it cannot be valid, but the connection encrypted. So as you can see, we entered with firewall external IP. Although the file here, the web app is from the web server, so we have we use proxy, reverse proxy to direct it. Okay. Okay. This is my GitHub repository for the web application. So I will just using git command to git clone it.
Okay, hi. Right now I'm going to configure VM on the Google Cloud Platform. Okay, after signing in into the Google Cloud Platform, you will be introduced with this dashboard page. So to create a VM, just go to this navigation menu, click at it, and go to Compute Engine, and we go to VM instances. Okay, this is our list of the VM that we use to do the project. So I'm going to create an instance. For example, we want to create a VM. We click here, create an instance. Okay, for the name here, we put Centos an example. For this example, okay, region is where we choose the region of the server that hosting our virtual machine. For example, I'm choosing Singapore. The zone is automatically chosen. And here we can choose any type of machine, but you can choose any type of machine according for your workload. For our example, we don't really choose we don't really changing any setting, but only changing the boot disk. Go to the boot disk and click change. On the operating system, we choose CentOS, and for the version is CentOS 7. And then we click select. The size of the boot disk is going to be 20 gigs. And then if we want to allow our VM to access from the outside, we just tick both of these, allow HTTP private traffic and allow HTTPS traffic. And then after that, we can click create. you can see here, our VM is currently configuring. Okay. Okay, for example now, after the machine or virtual machine has already been created, the virtual machine is automatically running. So as you can see here, this is the internal IP of the virtual machine. All of our virtual machine is connected to the same subnetwork. As you can see here, subnetwork number 0, but different IP address. As you can see also here, this is an IP address for if we want to reach the server from the outside. As you remember just now, we are ticking allow HTTP and HTTPS. So like the external IP can be reached. So if we want to SSH or connect to the our example Centos machine, we can click here using SSH. It will open. Wait, I'm sharing the. Okay, as we can see here, it open a new window and establishing connection to the SSH server. And then if we can see here, this is the CLI command line interface for the Centos 7 example that we just created.
For web server configuration, firstly we can edit the /etc host file to map the connection between IP address and domain name to for our virtual machine. Okay, inside we can add the IP address and the domain name for each server for each virtual machine. Okay, next we can install httpd by using sudo yum install httpd. Okay. After we have done install httpd, which is Apache, okay, we can start the service by using sudo systemctl start httpd, and we can enable the httpd service so permanently, so without we need to activate to start it every time we reboot the virtual machine. We can use command sudo systemctl enable httpd. Okay, next we want to check the status by using sudo systemctl status httpd. So it tell us the service active and running. So we can check it to the in our browser, or you can use curl. Okay, we enter the domain name for the IP address for the virtual machine. Okay, next we install PHP. Okay, we can enter this command. This command enable the epel repository on the system. Epel for short is extra package for Linux. Okay, next command. Okay, install yum utils. Okay, and then we can install PHP 8. Okay, after we have installed, we can verify the PHP version with two ways. One is by command line, which is we enter php-v. It will tell us the version. Or we can use this step, which is we create a file in our httpd Apache. Okay, we create a file called info.php. Okay, and then we insert this code. This code will tell us the php info. Okay, and then we save. Okay, next we can restart the HTTP service. Okay, we open the browser. Okay, and then at the IP we add /info.php. Okay, so now we will show us the PHP version.
Okay, so today I want to show how to install MySql Server in the database server. So first we must enter this command. We install the MySql Server. We must start the service with this command. We must enable the service. Edit MySql Server configuration file. We must enter this bind address, and then we save. And we restart the MariaDB service with this command. So we must wait. Okay, after we start the service, we enter this command to verify it. So we create new user for the MySQL. Full access to the new user for the MySQL. So to create new user, we must do this command. Close. Identified by. Okay. After that, we must give access for this user. So Alif identified by with grant option. Okay, after that, we must enter this command. Okay, so now we must configure firewall to allow MySQL port. So we must enter this command. Uh, 3306 port already enabled. So we enter this. Here we can see the status. The command to reload the firewall configuration. Okay, so that's all for the MySQL server, and then login. So now we login the MySQL database with new account.
Okay, after we have done with configuring the database for installing MySQL, okay, we then can install phpMyAdmin on the web server. So we back to the web server. Okay, on web server we can install phpMyAdmin with this command. Okay, after we have done configured the after we have done install the phpMyAdmin, we then can configure the phpMyAdmin configuration file in etc httpd confd phpMyAdmin.conf. So in here, okay, we can add this line at under directory user share phpMyAdmin. We add required or granted. This is for us to be able to access the phpMyAdmin on the browser. If we did not do this, we cannot enter /phpMyAdmin on the browser, domain /phpMyAdmin. Okay, and then we can save this file. Okay, next we configure the phpMyAdmin we configure phpMyAdmin config.inc.php. okay, this is for phpMyAdmin connection to the database. Okay, we can scroll down, okay, to look because of our database server is not on the same server as web server. Okay, we need to change the host from local host to the IP of web server, internal IP of web server. Okay, and then we can save the file, and then we can restart the service, HTTP service. And then and also we need to allow Linux. Okay, and then we can go to the browser. Okay, can put /phpMyAdmin, and then we can log in with the account that we create on database server. Okay, next we will install Composer. Okay, Composer for us to install the Laravel project, which is my Laravel project that I have created. Okay, we can use this command to install Composer. Okay, and then we have to move it to user bin and change the file modification. Okay, next we install Git to be able to Git clone my GitHub file. So with this command, okay, next I will change the directory to HTTP file folder. Okay, var www HTML. So I will make new directory, bank to you, and I will git clone and then link to my GitHub. Okay, and then I will enter my username. Okay, and then enter my password. Okay, after we have downloaded it, as you can see, we can ls. Okay, there's the file. So I will move the file to the outside to bank to you. Okay, and then we can use we change ownership of the file of the folder to Apache because we want it to host it. Okay, and then we change the file modify the folder on bank to you and bank to you storage to 755, and then we enable Linux on the storage. Okay, and then we use Composer to install the file that we have downloaded, which is from GitHub, which is a Laravel file. Okay. And then we can configure the .env, which is the environment file for Laravel, which we will change the app name to our name bank to you, and then the database connection we will add the host from our database server. Okay, and then we enter the database username and database password. Okay, and then we can migrate it. Okay, with PHP artisan migrate, which means all the database that we created at database server are empty, no table. But by using this command, it will create table based on my web app application using. We will use user table, so it will create automatically all the needed tables. Okay, after we have done migrate, okay, we can configure the httpd file. Okay, we create a new file in etc httpd conf.d.bank2u.config file. So inside here we will enter this code. This code basically means change our document root to this directory. So httpd will look for this file. Okay, and then we can restart the httpd service. Okay, after we have restart the http service, okay, we can go to the http bank2u.com. So for now only http. Okay, we will add https later. So the app is function. Okay, functioning properly. Okay, next we will install HTTPS. Okay, we can use this command sudo yum install mod SSL. Okay. Okay, after we have created the after we have installed the mod SSL, we can create a new file, a new directory. Okay, and then we change the file modification, and then we can use this command to generate a safe sign. Okay, we will enter the country code. Okay, this is for SSL certificate. Basically, this is a safe sign certificate. Okay, next we use this command to generate. Okay, after we have done it, okay, after it have done, okay, we then can update the vhost in bank2u configuration file in httpd. So we will delete this because we want to use HTTPS and we want to redirect HTTP request, okay, with this code. So this means if user enter HTTP in a port, it will redirect to HTTPS, and then in 443, which is HTTPS, we look for the document root, which is the bank2u, and then the SSL certificate key, okay, the key that we have created. Okay, we enter the file location, the key location. Okay, and then we can restart the HTTP service. Okay, this is to check the syntax. Okay, we restart the HTTP service. Okay, now we can go to browser. Okay, we can enter the https.bank2u.com. so this is it will give this warning because our certificate are self-signed, so it may not be valid, but it's still functioning, encrypting the data. Because if we want a valid SSL, we need to buy from SSL provider. So I think for this project we just use self-signed certificate. Okay, as you can see, everything is functioning.
Hi, right now, my name is Muhammad Ikmal, and now I'm going to show you how to configure Firewall Server. Okay, first we need to set up our etc host file. So we go. So as you can see, we already configure our web server, our database, and our firewall IP address, internal IP address. So like save the host file, wq, and next we need to install Nginx. For example, our firewall, it has already installed our Nginx. So right now we have to start the service. So then we need to enable our Nginx. So our Nginx is running. So next we have to go to the Nginx configuration file. So the configuration file is located at pc Nginx pls have welcome.configuration file. This welcome.configuration file that we need to configure. So by welcome. So inside welcome configuration file, we have to configure the file. So the configuration is okay. For the server, we ask server to listen on port 80. Server name is our server IP address from the outside. Location, this is location how to forward the packet that received from the firewall to the web server server internally. So this is the internal web server IP address on the network. This is the configuration to continue on the subfolder of the website. This is also the same. Server need to listen to 443 SSL, so HTTPS, the same IP address of the of our firewall server. This is our server right now. This is the SSL certificate. This is the proxy to pass the request to the web server, but using the internal IP address. And this is for port 443. Okay. Then we save the configuration file, WQ, enter. We save the configuration file, and then next we need to reload Nginx configuration. So sudo Nginx s reload. Okay. And then next we need to configure the firewall. So we check the firewall status, sudo so the firewall is currently active and running. So we have to start to configure the firewall to allow HTTP, HTTPS, and SSH service. So the configuration is sudo /permanent add dash service access and add HTTPS service access and add SSH service access. So the configuration is success. So like now I want to show you how the website looks on the outside. So as you can see here, this is our firewall D server. This is the IP address from the outside. So if we copy, open the new tab and paste for the IP, as we enter, as you can see here, this is the IP of the firewall. But on the firewall, there is no any website hosted on the firewall D, so that the website is hosted on the web server. Like when we giving the IP address of the firewall, so that people coming, they um, will go to the firewall first, and then if the firewall didn't drop their packet, and then the port forwarding forwards their their request to the web server. So like this is the web server that we already set up. This is the website. So as we can see here, we can log in, and also we can back. We can register also, and we can also register. As we can see here, the website, the IP is still using the firewall IP address, but we can go to the subfolder register and subfolder login that the page is hosted on the web server. So that is my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, to conclude, we have successfully developed a web application based on Sermegat criteria. Okay, this project has taught us a lot about how to set up LAMP servers on multiple servers. So how to utilize Firewall Server as proxy server, how to use Google Cloud Platform, okay, for cloud computing. And for this project, we employ a variety of services and tools. We use Apache, Git service, and so we learn new tools and how to use them. Okay, during this project also we ran into a number of issues, such as being unable to access the internet, integrating the database with the web server, and cannot access the web itself because of configuration and firewall. But in the end, we have finally successfully uh, developed this web application. So this assignment has taught us a lot and helped us to enhance our skill. Okay, that's all. Thank you for your time.